Welcome to Cheater Confessions. Let's get started with today's story. My name's Roger Lane. I'm 32. I work in commercial architecture. Nothing glamorous, but steady. I don't chase chaos. I like things structured, clean, and straightforward. My fiancée, Sharon, she was different. Lively, unpredictable in a good way. She could walk into a room and make everyone turn their head. Not just because of how she looked, but because she had presence. We balanced each other out. We'd been engaged for 3 years. Not perfect, but solid. No screaming matches, no dramatic breakups. We split chores, planned vacations, argued over movie endings, and made up over takeout. We were already building the life we were supposed to lock in with a wedding. Then, in early March, Sharon told me she wanted to go to Portland for a week to visit her mother. "She hasn't been doing great," she said, sitting on the edge of our bed. "Just needs someone around. And honestly, I think I could use a little reset, too. Might be good for both of us." "Is everything okay?" I asked. She nodded. "She's just lonely." I didn't question it. Sharon had been distant lately, quiet during dinner, distracted in conversations. She'd just wrapped up a marketing campaign that had her pulling 12-hour days. A trip sounded like a breather. She left on a Monday. "Love you," she said. "Love you too," I told her. The first couple of days we texted like normal. Quick check-ins. "Landed safe." "Mom says hi." Then the replies slowed down. I sent a message on Tuesday night and got a response on Wednesday morning. By Thursday, nothing. I called. No answer. Friday came and went. Still nothing. Sharon's not the clingy type, but she never went this radio silent. I sent her one more message. "Everything okay?" Read but no reply. That's when the static in my chest started building. Something wasn't right. I told myself not to overthink it. She said she was with her mom. Maybe she just needed the space she asked for. But I knew Sharon, and this wasn't her. By Saturday morning, I was done sitting on my hands. I tried calling Sharon's mom, but it went straight to voicemail. That's when I reached out to Gabriella, Sharon's younger sister. We weren't close, but we got along fine. She answered on the second ring. "Hey, Gabriella, sorry to bother you. Have you seen Sharon?" A pause. "She told me she might come down, but I haven't seen her." "Why? She's not with your mom?" Another pause. "No, maybe she's staying with a friend?" My stomach dropped. Sharon didn't mention staying anywhere but her mother's house. "Is she okay?" I asked. "I'm not sure. I'll let her know you called, okay?" We hung up, and I sat there on the couch, staring at the coffee table. I checked Sharon's location. We used to share it casually on our phones. It was off. She'd disabled it. I tried one more call, straight to voicemail again. That night, something in me snapped out of denial. I pulled up her email account. I didn't snoop, not normally, but we shared some flight confirmations through our joint calendar. Nothing showed up. No trip booked under her name, no flight to Portland. She hadn't gone to see her mom, and she wasn't with Gabriella either. I sat in the dark, flipping through everything I knew and everything I didn't. My mind kept going back to one detail, how quick she was to say she needed a reset. That word stuck with me. I stopped pretending it was just a miscommunication. Something else was going on. She had lied, not just gone quiet. And when Sharon lies, there's usually a reason she doesn't want me to find out. By Sunday, I started making calls. Quiet ones. A guy I knew in airline operations owed me a favor. He confirmed no tickets in Sharon's name that week, not from any airport nearby. I was already ahead of that. Then I remembered Hannah, Sharon's old college roommate. The two used to be inseparable. I hadn't spoken to her in years, but I figured if anyone knew what was going on, it was her. She answered with a cautious, "Hello? Hannah, it's Roger." A beat. "Oh, hi. What's going on?" "I need a straight answer," I said. "Where is Sharon?" Silence. I could hear her swallow. "Hannah, I wasn't supposed to get involved, but you are involved now." She let out a slow breath. "She went to see someone, an old friend. Jackson." My chest tightened. "Jackson," I repeated, keeping my tone flat. "Yeah," she said, voice lower now. "They reconnected a while ago. She didn't tell me everything, but yeah, she went to meet him. Somewhere upstate. A cabin, I think." I closed my eyes. The pieces were falling fast now. Jackson, her college ex, the one she once called Just a friend. The one she swore had no hold on her anymore. You know where? She hesitated, then gave me the name of a town. Isolated. Quiet. Not the kind of place people go to catch up over coffee. I thanked her, hung up, and within minutes, I was in the car. Didn't grab anything but my phone and keys. I just drove. By the time I pulled into the gravel driveway of the cabin, my hands were steady. No rage, no yelling rehearsed in my head. I just needed answers. I knocked. A moment passed. Then Sharon opened the door. She froze. Her hair was up. No makeup. She looked like she'd just woken up from a reality I wasn't part of. "Roger," she said, barely above a whisper. "Mind if I come in?" Behind her, I saw him, Jackson, standing near the fireplace. He didn't say anything, just grabbed his keys from the table and walked past me without a word. I stepped inside. The place was small. 2 mugs on the counter, a throw blanket on the couch. She sat down without saying anything. "You lied," I said calmly. "You told me you were in Portland." "I didn't know how to explain it," she said. "It wasn't supposed to be this." "You're engaged," I reminded her. She looked down. I needed to know if I still had feelings for him. I nodded. "And?" "I don't know yet." That was the last thing she said before I walked out. I drove straight back that day. When I got home, I turned off my phone and left it off for 2 days. I needed space, not her kind of space, the real kind. The kind where you start reevaluating everything. By the 3rd day, I turned my phone back on. 2 unread messages. One was from Thomas, a friend of mine since high school. The other was from Layla, a coworker checking in and reminding me of the Monday meeting. I called Thomas, told him what I'd found, that Sharon wasn't just off the grid, she was with someone, her ex. There was a long pause on the line. He asked if I was okay. I told him I didn't know. He offered to come by, but I turned it down. I didn't want sympathy. I wanted someone to say what it was, not what I should feel about it. That night, Sharon finally reached out. A long voice message. Her voice was low and trembling. "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for it to go this far. I was scared. I didn't know what I was doing. Jackson, he's not who I thought he was. I was wrong. Please, let's talk. I want to fix this." I didn't respond. She followed it with a text. "Please, Roger. I want to explain everything face to face." I stared at the screen. The silence between us wasn't empty anymore. It was full. Full of things she should have said weeks ago. Full of decisions I now had to make. But I wasn't going to forgive, and I definitely wasn't going to forget. It was a Thursday when she came back. I was in the kitchen making coffee when I heard the knock. It wasn't rushed or hesitant, just steady, like someone who had already decided they belonged on the other side. I opened the door, and there she was, Sharon, dressed casually, clean, rested, like she'd come back from a weekend retreat, not an emotional ambush. "Hey," she said softly with a small smile. "Can I come in?" I didn't move at first. Then I stepped aside. She walked in like it was still her home, her space. She glanced around. "You cleaned up." "I live here," I said. We sat on opposite sides of the living room. The silence between us wasn't tense. It was careful. "I've been going to therapy," she said. "It made me realize how much I've been running from things." I didn't reply. "I know I handled it horribly," she continued. "I lied to you. I shut you out. I didn't even know why at the time. I just felt like I was suffocating. And when Jackson reached out, I thought maybe it was something unresolved. But it wasn't." I raised an eyebrow. "So you needed to cheat to figure that out?" She flinched. "I didn't sleep with him," she said quickly. "Not that it changes much, I know. But I didn't. We talked. A lot. Then I realized I was just clinging to something old because I didn't know how to handle what I had. I didn't say anything. I didn't need to. I already knew she had. It was in the way she rushed to deny it. Too fast. Too rehearsed. The truth wasn't in her words. It was in the space between them. I looked at her steady. "And what do you want now?" "I want us," she said. "I want to fix what I broke. I know it won't be easy, but I'm willing to do the work. All of it. If you'll let me." I sat forward, elbows on my knees. "Then let me ask you one question. Be honest. The first second he texted you, did you think about me at all?" She hesitated. That was all I needed. I nodded slowly. "Thanks for coming by, Sharon. But I think we're done here." Her eyes welled up. Roger, please. I stood up. If I have to question where I stand when someone from your past knocks, we're not solid. We're something else, and I'm not living in that uncertainty. She didn't argue, just nodded faintly, then moved to the bedroom without a word. I stayed where I was while she packed her things. A few minutes later, suitcase in hand, she glanced around like she was hoping for a different ending, then walked out without another word. For a couple of weeks after that, Sharon stayed quiet. Then she didn't. First, it was a voicemail, then texts, always some variation of the same message. I miss you. I'm working on myself. I still believe in us. I ignored them all. 2 days later, Thomas called. He said Sharon had shown up at the gym looking for me. Told him she'd been trying to reach me and she wasn't giving up. He didn't talk to her for long, just enough to realize she was still pushing for something I'd already walked away from. That evening, I texted her directly. Do not involve my friends. This isn't helping your case. It's making things worse. 10 minutes later, she responded, I just want to fix this. I replied, you made a decision. Now you live with it. Stop showing up places like I'm something you lost in the grocery store. That night, she showed up at my door again. This time, she wasn't calm. You're just giving up? She snapped as soon as I opened it. That's it? No, I said. I'm giving this the respect it deserves by ending it clean. You're being cold, she said, voice rising. You're acting like I meant nothing. I'm acting like I finally learned what self-respect looks like. Her hands shook. You'll regret this. I stepped aside, opened the door wider. Then I'll regret it on my own time. Goodbye, Sharon. She stood there a moment, but this time she didn't argue. She just left. The silence that followed wasn't like the one before. It wasn't heavy. It wasn't confusing. It was clean. Sharon stopped texting. No calls, no pop-ups at the gym. It was like she'd finally accepted the wall I'd built wasn't coming down. And the truth? I felt better than I had in months. I still went to work, hit the gym, kept my head down. My routine was sharp, precise. I wasn't avoiding pain anymore. I was finally living without it. Then one Saturday morning, outside a downtown cafe, I saw him, Jackson, sitting alone at a patio table. He looked up and locked eyes with me. We both paused. He gave me a small nod. Not friendly, not smug, just a nod. I didn't return it. I walked past him like he was just another stranger. Whatever he had to say, I wasn't interested. I wasn't angry. I just didn't care anymore. That same night, Sharon sent one last message. Not a wall of text, not a recording, just this. I know you won't answer. I just wanted to say I'm sorry again, for all of it. I hope you're okay. Goodbye. I read it once, then I deleted it. No reply, no speech. I spent the rest of the night on my balcony, looking out over the city. Life is humming again. Sharon had taken a break to figure herself out, said she needed a reset. She got hers, and I got mine. But the difference was, she tried to come back. I didn't. I was done being someone's safety net. I wasn't plan B. I was never meant to be an option. I was the final decision. And this time, I made it for myself. Thank you for watching.